This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
You are joining us here at Pridelands, watching a beautiful group of male elephants as they wallow. My name is Mike, and welcome aboard to your very own safari live from the African bush. This group of bull elephants still playing and wallowing in the mud on this nice, warm and slightly windy winter's afternoon. They are really enjoying it, and you're joining me. I'm Mike, and behind the camera is Seb, and you joined us here at Eco Training's Pridelands Conservancy, and we are here at Ndlovu Dam, and once again, as Ndlovu Dam always does, it's providing us with just an amazing view of these beautiful elephant bulls as they wallow in the mud here. And this is absolutely spectacular to see. Almost every afternoon and every day, 2 or 3 times a day, these elephants come and frolic here in Ndlovu Dam. So aptly named. Ndlovu means elephant in Shangaan. These young bulls are doing as elephant bulls do, having a bit of a tussle here at the water's edge after a good mud wallow, protecting themselves from that very, very hot African sun. It has been a rather warm day, I must say. Doesn't feel like winter. Oh, these 2 bulls are having a good tussle, kicking up some dust. You can see the wind blowing there, the dust in front of these elephants. It's really, really awesome when they show off. These elephants are not even fighting properly, but when they want to, they can really show off their power. Oh, a little tusk in the bum there. Ouch. What a great start. Wow, this one's being a bit of a bully. It's just playful. These bulls are learning everything that they need to do. See that head shake there? That's him showing off the strength and size. They open their ears up to make them look so much larger than they are. Oh, it seems to have worked. He's off. Or is he just going to bully a different elephant? Sometimes it helps to fight back against the bullies. But this is all important. Oh, he's poking that one in the bum as well. That's a dirty trick. I just don't think that's the way it's supposed to be done. Pick on someone your own size. There's no weapons that side. This one's just sitting down on his tusks. Nice pulling his tail. What is going on? Oh, this is funny. Oh man, this is a great start to the day. This is so funny. So this one's got a broken tusk. Maybe that's why. You know, sometimes when elephants are shorter or weaker in some way, so sometimes they act a little bit more aggressive. Please don't forget, everyone, to send your questions or comments to #WildEarth on Twitter. And if there are any kids watching, please, kidsquestions@wildearth.tv. Fantastic to hear from you. And any questions you have, always welcome. So much interesting stuff to learn about elephants, especially when they display such weird and wonderful behaviors. So a couple of them have started to walk off, as you see there in the background, heading back off into the bushveld. It's dry and it's hot and it's dusty, but big elephants like these need to eat a lot, and so they can't afford to spend too much time frolicking, although these 2 look like they want to spend a bit more. See all that splashing that it's doing? Sometimes they do that splashing and they kick up dust and dirt in order to look a little bit more aggressive and powerful for anyone who they are having a tussle or a fight against. It's amazing, those trunks, how they can use them for so many different purposes. Well, we're going to keep watching these elephants and see what else they get up to.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a windy day here in Djuma Game Reserve. We have a very sleepy leopardess up this tree here. She's been here since this morning with her kill. My name is Lauren. I have BK on camera, and right at the bottom of the tree is a very patient hyena. Looks like a log, There's actually a hyena hoping that the wind will blow hard enough, the kill is going to fall, and it's going to get a free meal. Now, this leopardess is Tandy, also known as the Queen of Djuma. She is 14 years old and was the most dominant territorial female around this area for a very long time. Now, another addition to the story, her cub is here somewhere. She has a young son, and he's 5 months old, soon to be 6, and he's bounding around here somewhere. So I imagine he's hiding because Mama is fast asleep with her full belly, and there's also a hyena on the scene. So he's probably hiding for now, but I'm hoping once it gets a little bit cooler, he's going to jump up this tree and join his mama for a early dinner or a late lunch, whatever he prefers. It's so good to see her. And look how comfortable she is. She's not at all bothered that there's a hyena here. She's relaxed, she's full, she's fat, and that's a very thick branch to support not only her body weight but her huge belly. Many of you are saying, wow, yes, it is one full leopardess. Very full. And I think this kill is fresh. She was sighted here this morning as well. Looks like a diker from this angle. And she knows that the hyena cannot access this kill. The only thing that could really steal it from her would be another leopard, if there was one in the area, or a lion. So my afternoon is set. I'm going to sit here and watch the queen sleep.
So these elephants one of them is now powdering its nose, dust bathing after a nice mud wallow, coating itself in a fine coat of nice dry dust to protect itself from biting insects and probably also from the sun. And the two other bulls busy having a tussle in the water, having a good swim, showing off just how deep the waterhole still is at this late point in winter. This one here is walking up this really muddy bank here towards our camp. Hopefully it doesn't cause any disturbance. We still do have students in our camp, so that could get interesting. Rosalind, elephants can drink a lot of water. Depends on the size of an elephant, but probably over 100 liters a day. And every time they suck water up into their trunk, they can be sucking up to 10 liters at a time into their trunk and then squirting it into their mouth. Most it'll probably just be a few liters at a time, maybe not 10 liters, but they can certainly drink over 100 liters of water in a day. That also explains why our water level in the dam is dropping so quickly, because elephants visit every day, and each of them drinking 100 liters of water, that's a lot. So Rosalind, a lot of water, much more than we can drink, that's for sure. The general rule of thumb is that an animal needs to drink around about 5% of its body weight in water per day, or so I've understood. Look at that one. We found a porpoise. We've got a whale. It's the Pride Lands whale. Look at this. It's literally just a submarine. You see how it sticks its trunk just out there so it can breathe through its trunk whilst it's rolling about in the mud. That's awesome. Having a good play. I mean, so we've talked about this before, elephants having playful behavior. So there's no reason for this elephant to be doing that. It already was covered in water from all the splashing that it was doing. So this is purely just, I think, enjoyment. I mean, it must be so nice. Also the weight of their body all day, like rolling around in this water must be so nice. Another one is lying down. Look at this one's just having a bit of a rest in the nice warm sun. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's a spa day for the elephants, you see. We've had a mud bath, we've had a massage, a tusk massage, and now we just have a rest. Nothing wrong with it. What a day. What a spectacular day to be an elephant. Must be so there's a bit of an incline there, a bit of a slope, so it's easier for this elephant to get up. A big elephant like this, lying flat on the ground, would be difficult for it to stand up again. But that is super cool, because this isn't sleeping under the water. That's amazing. Face down, bum up. Yoga poses in the water. Right, everyone. We're still watching these elephants. We're just in an ad break with the SABC. Still watching these elephants doing crazy, cool stuff. I mean, I love watching them. Honestly, every time they come to the waterhole, I just hope they do this. I've seen it now dozens of times, but every time I see it, it just fills me with awe, actually. It's wonderful to see. It's having a good scratch there with its trunk. You see that? It was like rubbing its eyes and inside of its ear with its trunk. Sometimes a bit of mud or dirt gets in there and it must be uncomfortable. So of course, now it's making its own jacuzzi. Man, this is cool. And the other elephants are starting to get up as well now. Had finished my snooze. I'm done. I've warmed up enough. Now I can continue dusting myself. I think he's jealous. He wants to be in the water as well. We're still with these elephants and they're doing just an array of different poses. That one there was doing a bit of sun worship. This one's, I don't know, the warrior pose, I suppose. Legs akimbo. He's just basically slowly sliding backwards into the water. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, everyone. Let me pull myself back together. These elephants are being crazy cool. Susie, I completely agree with you. This is a pool party for the elephants. There's no other reason at all for elephants to be doing this crazy cool stuff. But we've got two whales now. These are not elephants anymore. They're slowly changing into amphibious creatures, manatees. I can't wait to see what's going to be up next with these crazy animals.
Good afternoon from what is nothing short of a spectacular day out here at Tswalu Kalahari Reserve. For those of you who haven't met him, I would really like to say, David, awesome job on your camera work. You're doing a magnificent job there. This is not a one-man show on any of the teams. The camera guys behind the scenes, the tech guys forward, they just do such an amazing job. So thanks for that. My name's Dylan. It is brilliant having you all with us. Feel free to ask us questions, anything about these landscapes, the ecology out here. If I don't know the answer, and there will be thousands of questions I don't know the answer to, please, I will ask them anyway, and I will do my absolute best to try and find out the answers for you. Just while I'm up here, I've covered this reserve extensively over 15, 16 years. I've done probably 7,000 or 8,000 kilometers on foot just on the mountain veld here. Walking up on this little peak for this afternoon's opening session, I came across the most beautiful Stone Age site. The whole crest of this hill is absolutely littered with microliths. So it's these little Stone Age flakes, scrapers, cutting tools, and in all my time as well, I've actually been on top here, but I haven't been right to the end of that side of there. I've been on this side here, and I was just absolutely amazed. And what I just wanted to make obvious about that thing there is it doesn't matter how long you spend in a landscape, how much time you think you've walked an area or how much you think you know about it, there will always be something that you can learn about these landscapes, and that's the exciting part.
Look, we have the cup, everyone. Tandy's son. This is one of the most sweetest things I have ever seen. Tandy herself is holding the carcass to make sure it doesn't fall because her son's not got that strength yet and she's not moving a muscle. She's not moving. She's literally just letting him eat and feast, and she's got her jaws there to keep the carcass steady. Isn't that the most lovely thing? She knows he can't control it, and she also knows there's a hyena lurking down below. Oh. He's only got a small mouth. He'll still be in milk. So that's why she's holding it for him. He can climb trees very well. This is so lovely. Tandy's been very secretive about this cub. She's lost a lot of cubs. This is her 7th litter, and she actually gave birth to 2. But unfortunately she lost one and we don't know what happened. Could be a number of things. Look at her, she's not moved a single muscle, she's just holding. A mother knows her son's got to eat. Okay, I'm going to continue watching this very tender moment between mother and son.
We have got a magnificent leopardess here on Simbambili. Hello to you all. I hope you're all having a very, very good afternoon. My name is James Henry. On camera today is Theodore Island Style. Marvellous. And this leopardess's name is Cara. And Lauren and I have done a bit of a swapsy this afternoon, and she spent the whole morning with this lovely leopard who was eating, and now we're going to spend the afternoon with her. And hopefully she'll do a little bit more than just snooze over there. She has 2 kills in trees around where we are now, a duiker in one and an impala in another. Now, those of you who are quite perceptive will know that this is exactly the same place as we saw her, Theo and I think it must have been 3 afternoons ago, was it? And so this is obviously somewhere that she likes to hang around. Now remember that we'd love to hear from you. Any questions you'd like to send us, you can send to #WildEarth on Twitter. Otherwise, you can use the chat stream on YouTube or Twitch. Or you can send questions to @kidsquestions@wildearth.tv. Jasper, it's normal that female leopards live longer than males. The record in this area for a female is 18, maybe 19, and the record for a male is 15. Normally you'd expect a female to live to around 16 years old and a male around 13. This little leopard is now, I don't remember exactly, I think she's 18 months to 2 years old. She might even be 2 by now. But I don't know her very well. This is only my 4th sighting of her. And so we'll sit here and discover more about her character during the course of the afternoon.
Good luck, James. Cara is a busy bee. She was very busy this morning, and I'm sure she'll be very busy this afternoon. Now, Tandy's moved the duiker carcass. I think it was getting a bit too wobbly, and her son doesn't look too confident in this tree. Oh, he's moving. The hyena's up, alert, waiting for any scrap that may land on its head. Now, leopards have sort of adapted. They're very specialised for climbing trees. They've got unique shoulder blades, scapulas, with additional muscle sites, way more than humans have. They also have very sharp protractile claws. They can pull, well, their own body weight for sure. Not at this young age, though. He's just still learning. And you can see his rosettes are quite faint. He's not as defined as his mum. Sugar Bits, you are right. Tandy's a great mum. And it's been through years of experience. She's lost a lot of cubs. She's probably experienced so many carcasses stolen from her. She's encountered lions. She lost a lot of cubs to the Styx pride, the old lion pride that used to be dominant around here. And she's had many a battle, I'm sure. Oh, we've got elephants just moving off to the side of us. I don't know if we can give you a view or not, but there's an elephant herd here. Maybe that's what startled her, actually. She could hear them coming. Not sure Beaky can try and give you a view. But yes, Sugar Bit, she's an incredible mother. She's kept her son very, very well under wraps. And oh goodness, the elephant herd are moving right towards this drainage. This is exciting. But of course, Tandy and her son are safe. They're up a tree, and the food is also up the tree, so do not worry. And I think she moved the carcass because it was getting a little bit unstable. And Tandy knows once it hits the ground, it'll be gone in the jaws of the hyena. This is such a wonderful sighting. I've been waiting a long time for this moment. The elephants are approaching, my goodness. They're coming closer and closer. Tandy's watching. Another baby. How exciting. I'm going to sit here and watch Tandy's little son watch this little elephant. So wonderful. Elephants everywhere. They might smell her soon. They might react, everyone. She's watching. She knows she's not in danger. It'll be the elephants that react, if anything. Look, they're right in front of me right now. Wow. They can smell. They won't like it when they smell a predator. So incredible. There's so many animals around me right now. Herd of elephants, Tandy's son, and the hyena. This is just incredible, happening live in front of us. A herd of elephants, meters away from Tandy and Carcass. Her son, the cub, has just ran off. Just ran down the tree and ran off. He's scared. He probably doesn't understand what these big animals are now. They may trumpet, they may make a lot of noise, but they're not a threat for Tandy. And he ran down the tree, ran past the hyena. I don't know where he's gone. Elephants are so close. Now, normally they react when they smell a predator. All the action is happening here in Djuma Game Reserve today. They don't like it. They don't like the smell of predators. They don't like the smell of blood. There's a hyena here as well, remember. I'm surprised they haven't reacted yet. They might not see her. They don't have good eyesight. They're said to be very short-sighted elephants, and they can only roughly see about 50 meters in front of them. So they rely on their other senses, their hearing, their smell. So they've maybe not seen her, but I thought they would have reacted to the scent of what's happening next to us. I think Tandy's chuffing. She's making a noise. She's calling the cub back. I know you hope the elephants don't push on Tandy's tree. Elephants are notorious for knocking trees down. I don't think so. I really don't think so. And they are sort of on the other side of this drainage line. And they're really not reacting. I have to say, I'm quite surprised. They're not shown any awareness of her presence or the hyena's presence. But our little one got such a fright. There's a little one of a different species. Wow, this is so wonderful. And it just shows you how all the different species out here navigate their landscape. The herd of elephants are feeding happily. You've got a leopard in a tree feeding happily. And then you've got a scavenging hyena waiting to steal that carcass at any moment. Herbivores, top-level carnivore, and a scavenger. Sky, the elephant's definitely pushing over one of the trees, but luckily it's a Cumbritum over there and it's not Tandy's tree. I can hear it. This is just wonderful. So I'm going to sit tight here and hopefully Tandy's little one will come back.
Here, Cara has decided to have herself a little bit of a drink. She seems to be standing at a slightly jaunty angle, but enjoying the pleasures of a good muddy tea. Leopards take a long time to drink quite often, and the way they drink almost indicates that they desperately need to. But you know, in many respects, they're completely independent of water, and in some parts of the world, they don't drink at all. So although she's been sitting here drinking for the last 5 minutes or so, a lot of the time you won't find them drinking at all. They get enough moisture from their prey. Our little bath. She went to investigate the tree in which the impala was stashed. It stank mightily, and then she decided no, she'd rather have a drink than eat her rotten carcass. I think a pretty good choice, really. Theo nearly fell off the car, so bad was the smell. His eyes began to water. The few hairs he had left fell out. She's now giving us what can only be described as the evil eye.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a very warm and beyond Pinder Private Game Reserve. My name's Matt. Behind the camera we've got Craig, and this afternoon we are sitting with one of the male lions the male lion from this morning, who seems to be in a bit of a food coma. If you have a closer look at him, he hasn't moved much since we've arrived. In fact, he lifted his head to just acknowledge our presence, and then he's flopped straight back down. You can see that belly of his panting quite heavily, just trying to help digest that food. I think he probably came down that watering hole where we watched the rhino. It's just off to our left hand side out of picture, but have a look at that belly working overtime trying to digest that food. It is still quite hot. He must be overheating himself a little bit of a reshuffle, a little bit of a snap at flies and a flick of the tail every so often, but I think he's in a deep sleep this afternoon, or food coma, like I said. Not too sure where the rest of the members of the pride are. We might just have a look and see if we can't find them in the vicinity. And I wonder if a little bit later, when it cools down, if they won't come down to the watering hole and we get to see them there out in the open.
The situation remains the same here. Neither species has recognized the other, really. There's been no trumpeting, reactions, snarling. The hyena's still snoozing. I can hear it snoring from here. Completely unfazed. Tandy's unfazed. And apparently the elephants are too, which I have to say is surprising for me. Now, Tandy's a petite leopardess. Females are actually much smaller than the males, and when you see them together mating, it's really strikingly obvious the size difference. But she'll feed on a wide range of food. There was a study done that said leopards make use of 92 different food sources. Laura, Tandy knows the elephants are not a threat. She's 14 years old. Look at that face. She'll have encountered elephants so often throughout her life, and she knows to avoid them, but she also knows they're not a threat. They don't want her carcass, and they probably have never tried to injure her. Look at that, two-shot. So Tandy has no need to scare them away. She knows her son will come back. He ran off. And once these elephants move off, I think she'll probably start calling for him again, and he'll return. Tandy's a wise old girl, really. She's been through a lot. She knows exactly how to be the perfect leopardess. And yes, even if they don't make an antelope kill, leopards will feed on mongoose, squirrels, known to feed on jennets, porcupine, aardvarks, birds. Tandy loves chasing birds. Fish, if the opportunity presents itself, fish. Termites, you can see leopards staying at the sort of exit hole when the alates are going to fly out, stream out in summer, and a leopard will wait at that hole for all the alates to come and just snap them up into the jaws of death. Leopards are really opportunistic, and they will feed on whatever they can, because life out here is not always easy. I really hope the cub returns. I got such a fright. I can imagine elephants could be quite scary, especially a lot of them. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Two iconic species of Africa. And let's not forget the snoozing hyena. Okay, I'm really not going to go anywhere. I'm going to keep watching and see how this scenario unfolds.
We are witnessing something very interesting. I've got to reposition the vehicle. This elephant bull is mounting another elephant. I know I don't want to move too far. I just want to be able to see if he's still doing it. We just witnessed the most incredible thing. Is a young elephant bull mounting another elephant bull. It's the first time I've ever seen it. And it's a dominance display, but it was incredible to see how this elephant bull literally climbed on top of the young elephant bull and was using its penis to feel around. It's like practicing for when it's a female. It's a dominance display, but it was the most interesting thing. Please don't forget to send your questions through. If you've got any questions, do #WildEarth. This is a live show, so if you have questions, we can answer them for you on the show. This elephant bull, as you can see, the one who is, let's say, rather amorous in the middle of the picture there, was the one that was being a bully earlier. I think he might be coming into an early stage of what's called must, which is where elephants are slightly more aggressive and also more interested in trying to mate and fight with other males and mate with females. And he's pushing these other elephants all over the place, and now they seem to be wanting to move away from it. But it was very interesting. He climbed right on top of the young male and was literally simulating a full mating behavior, something I've never seen before on live television, which was amazing. So now it's just taking a break. This elephant was, I think, the one that was originally being harassed by that male, and it's moved all the way to the other side of the waterhole now in order to, escape its attentions, because this is a fairly young male, probably not into its 20s yet, a teenager, and that other male is maybe just getting into its 20s and was causing all sorts of problems. That was very interesting. But as you can see, all the elephants around are still doing elephant things, spraying mud, doing all sorts of cool stuff. Alright, we're still with these elephants, and they're still doing all sorts of amazing stuff here at Pride Lands. We had a male elephant that was actually trying to mount other elephants. It was really, really cool. I can't believe what we saw, and I'm hoping this elephant bull will do it again. So this one here, that's in the middle of the screen, that you can see is showing off what he's got, was busy mounting one of these other young males, and it was very interesting to see. Remember, this is a live show, so please don't forget to send your questions through to #WildEarth on Twitter. We'd love to answer your questions right here on this live show. It looks like the elephant seems to be becoming less excited, and maybe everything is going to calm down at the waterhole now. Another elephant has actually decided to fall asleep in the mud wallow, which is quite interesting. But yeah, it's really, really amazing to watch elephants do this kind of stuff, because I've never seen it before. There's definitely all sorts of communication happening. We can't hear anything, but elephants communicate with something that we call infrasound, sounds so low that we can't even hear them. So I don't know what communications are happening here, but all the elephants moved away from him, and now they're all calming down and coming back to him again. So he's deciding to cool himself off, probably for the best. He was causing all sorts of hassle with the other elephants. And there's the one there who's having a bit of a rest in the mud wallow. You see it there, knee deep in the mud. Got to get both sides covered. So again, this is very important for looking after their skin, keeping it protected from the sun, because just like any other animal, they can get sunstroke and heat stroke. So it's very important that elephants cover themselves in mud regularly in order to look after themselves. There's another elephant coming down to the waterhole now. It's an absolute elephant party. So as I said, they can communicate over huge distances, and often we don't even hear these communications. But almost certainly all these elephants are coming in because they're hearing about all this excitement that's happening with the other elephants. Incredible.
Jumbo everybody, and a very good afternoon, because it's my afternoon where I am. It's about 16:30 or 4:30 East African time, and out there we got a lapwing for you. I'm sure all of you have seen lapwings before, and way back we used to call them plovers. Jumbo, my name is David, and on camera with me this afternoon is Bungay. That's Bungay doing that for you. A very warm welcome. And why I have stopped here to show you this lapwing, it is because look at her very carefully. See how she is crouching and how she has tucked her neck or head in. I'll tell you, number one, it's very chilly and it's rather windy, and that tells you it's pretty cold. But on a very close look, if we're only patient maybe for a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, she got some two chickies under her wings. Will you believe that? So this is called a spur-winged lapwing. And as I said earlier, we used to call them plovers before, but the names have since changed. Spur-winged lapwing. They usually have a spur on one of their capos, and that spur is rather difficult to see. That's how they got their name, and very similar to the blacksmith lapwing. But under her, she got some two small chicks, and I would just hope she's gonna rise up and you'll have a chance to see them. It's very cold where we are, and this reminds me of my friend Dylan in Kalahari. I think Dylan was watching some ducks of some sort in a particular waterhole where I heard him say, one or two had died, and he guessed it's because of the coldness. And this tells you what all the animals adapt very, very quickly depending on the weather. So under that lapwing there, she got some two chickies that she's trying to protect from the cold. See her feathers, how they're being blown by the wind. And also notice, apart from the striking white, on the neck, she blends in very well, on the ground. I am very excited to hear your comments. That's wonderful to be back. I mean, you give me lots of joy for you when you follow us, watching us on World Earth. And as I said this morning, me and Bungay couldn't wait to come back here. And every one day that passed being, out there outside the Mara Triangle, it gave us a lot of pain. But finally, we are here with all of you. Many, many thanks. Just waiting to see if she just moves. Okay, did you see that one? Yes, one has come out. Very good. It's one of the chickies, and there's another chick. There are two of them, and look at how different they are from the mother. And casting the final control, directing the show says that's very cute, and I don't know where she wants to go. She's moving towards us. We've been very quiet here. And it's funny, that the two chicks, this one has more courage than the other to move around. And see how different she is from the mother. But also look at her carefully. She also blends in very well, with the ground. Are you looking for something to eat? Just don't come below the vehicle, because your mother, I'm sure, will not be very happy.
Hi. Wapi Simba?
Our cat is now back drinking. She's just had a very amusing time. She found a stick in the water, and half of it was sunk. The middle part of the stick was sunk, and so when she pushed on the bit on the shore, another bit stuck its head out of the water, and she, I think, possibly thought it was a really hard snake for a second, and hissed at it a bit, and then she decided it posed no danger, and she just carried on with her day, which included walking around, having a bit of a scratch, then having a second drink, and now walking up onto the bank. Melissa, it's a good question, and I think that you'll find that leopards actually start to hunt almost from the day they open their eyes. Now that may sound stupid, but as soon as they can, the instinct to catch things becomes very powerful. And so even when they are tiny, they will do things like hunt termites or ants that go past, or a moth or a fly or something like that. And that's how they hone the instinct to catch things. They'll probably make their first antelope kill somewhere around about 6 months or so. But before that, they'll be killing birds and mongoose and other small things, squirrels and that sort of thing. So it's just like a kitten. A kitten knows almost immediately when to chase, or has the instinct to chase a ball of wool or a small toy or something like that. And it's exactly the same with these cats. So although, they don't normally go independent and live on their own until they're at least 8 months old, normally more than a year old, quite often what you find is that they are eating in addition to what their parents provide, or their mother is providing to them. So you've just been looking at that little cub with Tandy, and that little cub will definitely be killing things on his own now. Very small things, and not enough to sustain him, but he'll still be killing things from time to time. And Kara is obviously independent now. She's not territorial yet, but she's independent and has been killing things for some time. And she's obviously a very effective hunter, because she's alive, first of all, and second of all, she's got 2 kills in the immediate vicinity. And that's not very unusual. It does happen from time to time that you will have a leopard with more than 1 kill in an area. And they're very opportunistic. And so even if they have a kill in one tree, the opportunity presents itself to kill again, they'll take that opportunity and then stash the other kill in another tree, and that's like their pantry. The wind is coming up, the August winds, typical for this time of the year. and it makes hunting, I think, much easier for this leopard than it might otherwise. Now, I don't know if she's going to go back to her kill, but we are going to stay right where we are with magnificent Cara and enjoy the afternoon with her. Right, everybody, I hope you're enjoying your leopard fiesta this afternoon. I'm sure you are. Leopard fiesta the whole day, really. We had how many leopards this morning? 1 at Ngala, 2 at Djuma, 1 at Simbambili. Now we have 2 at Djuma, 1 at Simbambili. Not sure if Ngala's managed to produce yet another one.
Again away. I'm going to try and approach from the other side.
But it would be quite something, I tell you what. Imagine one day we had it where all our locations had a leopard. That would be very special. We have 1 minute till we go back to our TV audience. Are you nervous, Theo? Terrified? No. Theo's giving me the thumbs down. He says he is not nervous. I am, of course, being facetious. I know that Theo will not be in the slightest bit nervous about going back to TV. It's actually quite astounding how fast Theo has learned this job. I'm going to hold off speaking, everyone. I'm still here, though. Cara's decided that it's time to have a bit of a sleep, and that's what she's doing. Oh, she's awake again, and that's a classic kind of behavior, really, where leopards do drop off, but they cannot sleep soundly like you and I might sleep comfortable and safe in our beds behind locked doors. And that is because there are no doors to lock here, which means that whatever dangers there are always about and always possibly present. And so she must be careful. She must wake at the slightest disturbance. Shelley, I don't know exactly. I think Cara is around 18 months old. I will be able to check for you shortly. But as far as I remember, she's about 18 months old. We'll just check that up for you.
Hello and welcome back to the beautiful Masai Mara. Well, we're still in the Mara Triangle. My name is Isaac and on camera I have Big James. We're back at the same spot where we left this morning, a little bit, let's say, a kilometer from where I was, to share with you this beautiful sight that I've been keeping for the last maybe 30 minutes. The wildebeest are gathered here in their thousands. Looks like they're heading downwind, which is not, I think, very, very good. We have a few zebra. As they migrate, they always come together with the zebra. As we span, we're just gonna show you how widespread they are here. For miles and miles, you can see they're just piled up together. all have been grazing. Remember, this is coming live from the Mara Triangle in the beautiful Masai Mara. If you want to engage us, talk to us, hashtag Wild Earth, please ask us questions. We're here to tell you more about the wildebeest migration, make it much more interesting by asking us questions. Right now you can see it's very peaceful here, but it can get a little bit hectic if there was a predator to be smelt or seen. Those ones are running around. You see that last one running from the left to the right? That is typical of male behavior. You know, when they've been feeding on this highly nutritious red oat grass, you know, they become very excited and start running around, fighting for females, looking for those females that come into season, sometimes headbutting one another, try and, you know, to assert dominance. And every now and then, I think they forget, you know, they were looking for females and just stop all of a sudden and start grazing. And it happens again and again and again. I will keep following them for a little bit longer, so stay with us.
So maybe not as many animals, but a scene almost as spectacular as these elephants continue to give us an incredible show here at Pride Lands. We've had mounting, dust bathing, now we've got fighting going on. There's a lot of cool stuff happening here at the dam. We even had an elephant bull just now really finishing mounting that young male, so really practicing his skills there. Oh, look at this. Vic, that's a great question. The diseases that elephants are prone to, well, certainly quite a few, I'm almost certain. One that I know affects elephants rather badly is anthrax. Anthrax is a spore that's naturally occurring in many of these muddy wallows, just like this one, usually occurring in the late part of winter. This has actually got a lot of water in it, so any anthrax spores will definitely be, quite diluted. But in very, very dry areas where the waterholes turn into mud, they can be affected by anthrax, which is quite well known in the world as very, very toxic and can cause elephants big problems if there's lots of concentrated anthrax. But in terms of other diseases, Vic, it's a good question. I'll have to do a bit of research. I don't know what other very terrible diseases or even minor diseases that affect elephants. They're very hardy animals. Most animals are quite hardy. I know in the Kruger National Park, this area, lots of buffaloes and lions are affected by tuberculosis or bovine tuberculosis. Among other things like rabies as well, can affect some of the canines and predators. But yeah, I'm not sure about elephants. I don't think they can get rabies. Or maybe they can if they get bitten. It's a good question. I'll definitely do a little bit of research. I have a few friends who are vets in the area who would definitely be able to give me some answers there, Vic. Or now that the elephants seem to be having a chat. They've all stopped and they're all conversing. Maybe it's just a time out. Things were getting a bit too hectic. Give me a break. I need to recover. Now back to fighting or posing. It's a pose off. Whoever can flex their trunk the best is the winner. Maybe they're doing a little bit of elephant tic-tac-toe to decide who gets to go next. I don't know what's happening, but it's quite interesting. They have these intense bouts, about 10 minutes of pushing and shoving and fighting and mounting, and then they stand still for a minute. No movement, no sound. Then it all starts again. Oh, another elephant wants to join in. It's a bit smaller than the rest. That was the one that was being mounted earlier. Probably feeling a little bit awkward right now. You can hear the sound of the tusks clashing, splashing. Very, very interesting. Love that sound. Sometimes at night when I'm sleeping in my tent, I can hear animals come to the waterhole. I'm never sure what they are until I start hearing sounds like that. Tusks clashing, maybe a trumpet or a head shake. And then we know, oh, the elephants are back. It's very, very awesome to be able to witness this. Well, remember everyone, this is a live show, so don't forget to send your questions in.
can't figure out just yet who this hyena is. I'm still working on it. The cub I could see crawling along the drainage line, but now I can't see it, so I think it's resting in the shade. And Miss Tandy Cat is fast asleep, perched on the branch. I would end up having a nightmare and jerking in my sleep and falling off the branch if that was me. They say when humans do that, you're reaching another level of your subconscious. However, I definitely would do that, but Tandy is perfectly positioned, a leg on either side, and a fat enough branch to support her. Now, hyenas out here, at least in Djuma Game Reserve, they follow the leopards all day long because they know at one point it's going to lead to situations like this. Now, Tandy lost a kill, I think it was last week with me. She just took down an impala, and within seconds a hyena had pulled it away from her, and she didn't fight. She could have, but it's not worth it. It's not worth Tandy risking any form of injury. She's a territorial female, she's got a youngster. So she let it go. She let the hyena take the impala and she watched it. The hyenas just use their nose and they'll be able to identify every single leopard. You're seeing a great dangle technique there, Tandy. Oh yes, she's got it perfected. I don't think that the youngster, who I'm not sure we're going to be able to give you a look at right now, is so confident in the trees yet though. But it'll get there. But yes, the hyenas know each and every leopard by scent. So they won't know Tandy as Tandy, but they'll know her scent. They'll know exactly which leopard it is they're following day in and day out, which is just incredible. What a sighting. The elephants have moved off. And it's peaceful now and quiet. Hence why our queen is snoozing. Oh, what a fantastic drive. So much action out here in the wilderness, and we were able to bring it to you live, which is just incredible. So have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for your comments and questions, and please do join us again on Monday. See you then. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a fantastic day here in Djuma Game Reserve. I am sitting with the Queen and a snoozy hyena as he waits for the diker. My name is Lauren. I have BK on camera, and it's been a day full of spots here. Really, the leopard action is incredible. Now, just down this drainage, which BK won't really be able to show you anything from the angle we're at, we're sitting here squint, is the cub. Now, there was a herd of elephants, and since they've moved off, I do think the cub will come back out. So we just have to sit here patiently. But of course, this is your live and interactive safari. So please do talk to us. As always, send in your lovely comments and questions using the hashtag WildEarth on Twitter, or you can use the @FC on the YouTube chat and Twitch. So I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to sit here and wait for that cute little cub.
Right, welcome back everyone to our regular viewers. Great to have you back. Any new viewers? Awesome to have you. We're still watching elephants here at Ndlovu Dam at Pridelands, and I'm Mike behind the camera. We've still got Seb, still doing his thing and enjoying this beautiful scene that we have behind us. It's incredible. The elephants are just giving us the best show this afternoon. I mean, I've never spent that long with elephants before at Ndlovu Dam, and they're still continuing to wow us. Mounting, playing, fighting, dusting, bathing, you name it. The elements are doing it, and so are the elephants. Looks like there's going to be another little dust bathing session, and lots more fighting as well. These two young elephant bulls, like gladiators in an arena, just pushing and shoving each other. Look at those ears spread wide to make themselves look bigger, leaning their bodies forward to use their weight to their full advantage. See the ripples on the water, the dust billowing. It's quite a windy and a little bit chilly now this afternoon. Spas, good question. Elephants can show that they're irritated in many ways, or agitated in many ways. So lots of temporal gland secretion. So that's on the side of an elephant's head. It's difficult now to see with the light behind us, or behind the elephants. But next to the elephant's head, or in front of their ears, you'll see little holes. And if they're leaking a lot of dark fluid, that is a sign that the elephant is stressed in some way or other. This elephant doesn't have any temporal gland secretions, so I think it's just having a lot of fun. And another way is obviously if they're making lots of noise, trumpeting and shaking their heads and kicking up dirt. That's another way to show that they are not happy or agitated about something. Certainly when we're approaching elephants at a distance, the first thing we should do is just have a look at the temporal glands on the head. If they're leaking a lot, it means there's some sort of stress that the elephants are going through. Either food stress or heat stress or water. Look at these two pushing each other. Amazing, they've locked their tusks together. You can hear the cracking branches. Branches cracking and dust flying. This is something when you're on a walk, if you happen to see this kind of thing happening in front of you, you must be very careful that the elephants don't